Good morning and welcome to DS News. News this morning. Hallbeck Hall has collapsed. We are now going straight over to meet with Leonard Simpson, the hotel owner. Mr. Simpson, good morning.
Good morning.
Your hotel has collapsed this morning. Could you just tell us how you feel about this?
I am absolutely... I'm terrified, actually terrified. First of all, I'm obviously devastated, and I'm also terrified. I mean, I was making money out of that hotel because it was quite a successful hotel. Now it's vanished, I'm going to lose all my customers, and I probably won't have enough money to rebuild it all over again. So where will I go? What will I do? And also, what will the residents do? I mean, our hotel's just collapsed. No one's going to come to it, and what are the residents going to do? They're just going to be... What
That's
if their
right.
house collapses?
And how long had Hallbeck Hall been a hotel?
It had been a hotel for 15 years.
Right, so you've built up a good reputation in that time. And was it a very old building?
Actually, yes, it was a very old building. If you were to look inside it, we get a few people saying, oh, it's haunted. Well, yeah, you could say that. I mean, it is very old. Actually, I think it dates back to 1866, I think.
Right, so when did you buy the hotel?
I actually bought... Actually, it wasn't me who bought the hotel. It was my grandpa. He bought it off this man called Lord Devonport. And Lord Devonport gave my grandpa the hotel, and he passed it on to my dad, and then my dad passed it on to me.
Right. Okay, well, thank you for being with us today and going through what you have described as a disaster.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Simpson. We have now come to Walter Tweed's laboratory to meet Walter Tweed himself, the expert geologist, for his opinion on what has happened over at Hallbeck Hall. Mr. Tweed, could you please explain the disaster over at Hallbeck Hall in your own words?
Well, to me, it's very obvious. It must have been the erosion of cliffs, because what else could it have been? The waves, they are strong, and it crashes against the cliff, the bottom of the cliff, and then that's over time erodes the cliff, makes it weaker and weaker, and that starts forming it sometimes forms bays, and sometimes it goes underwards like an undermoth, so it's like that, with sea flushing in. But then that gets too big and the whole place collapses, and it's obvious that Hallbeck Hall was just on that line and half of it collapsed with it.
Thank you very much. Now, live over to Hallbeck Village, where we are able to speak to one of the residents of Hallbeck Village to find out just what they feel about the collapse of Hallbeck Hall. Mr. Slattery, what do you think of this collapse of Hallbeck Hall?
Well, I'm actually very nervous. After the news of Hallbeck Hall collapsing, me and my family are thinking of moving, because we live rather near to Hallbeck Hall, and if this so-called erosion carries on, it might reach our village. Our whole village might be swept under the sea. So we're thinking of moving York. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. A
York.
drastic response there from Mr. Slattery. Thank you.